Okay, welcome back. In this video, I want to introduce the project that we're going to build over the next few videos. So we're going to make a jQuery-based to-do app, but it's also going to have a pretty heavy focus on CSS and styling, some animations, some effects, and overall it's going to be a pretty polished application. So I'll give you a quick demo of what it looks like and how it works. So here it is, our to-do list. The first thing I'll point out is that it's responsive, so we can resize it. The to-do list is for Harry Potter in this case. I filled it with some sample data, and as I hover over things, you'll see I get this nice little delete button with a trash can icon, and if I click on that, it will delete the to-do entirely, or if I just click on the text, I can check it off. If I want to keep it there, sometimes when you're making a to-do list, you cross things off, but you might want to be able to go back and uncheck them or keep them there so that you can see them again. And some people just want to delete things entirely. They don't care about seeing what they've already done. So then you can click on the delete button. Let's say that I killed Voldemort. Click on that button and it fades out and then it disappears. And then I can also add in a new to-do. So let's add one here. Go to potions class. And all I have to do is hit enter. And we automatically get a new to-do down here that I can check off or remove. Also of note is the fact that this button here will hide the form. If I just want to view my list, I can click on that, or I can click again and view the form and start adding to-dos. So that's a preview of the functionality. Now I want to talk a bit about behind the scenes, what we're going to talk about, and some of the new things that we're going to learn. As I mentioned earlier, this is a lot of jQuery and a lot of CSS, and in particular, we're going to talk about some of the common jQuery methods we already learned about, like key press and on for events, fade out, fade toggle, slide toggle, all the different effects, and then also selecting. We're going to be doing a lot of selecting here as well. And then with CSS, we'll get more practice with the box model, margin and padding and border. We'll talk more about floating elements, and we'll get more practice with fonts. And then there's also a whole host of new features, new methods, new properties for jQuery and CSS both that I'm going to introduce through this video. And the first one up here is that we're going to be using a better folder structure. In this application, we're going to have jQuery, we're going to have our HTML, we'll have our CSS, but we'll also have another library called Font Awesome, and we need a better way of keeping things organized rather than just having everything in one folder together. We're going to have some subdirectories and break things out into different sections. As far as jQuery goes, we're going to introduce two new methods. One is called parent, and another one is called append. Along with append, we're also going to talk about how we create new elements and add them to the page. And the last point here is something called event delegation. Then as far as CSS goes, we're going to use Font Awesome to get some new icons in our application. So you can see we have the trash can here and the plus sign here. That's coming from a library called Font Awesome. We'll also talk about box shadow, another property called transition that we saw when we made the color guessing game. We're going to see how to use it in a slightly different way. And then we're also going to look at CSS gradients, which is how I made this background here. So it's not actually an image. CSS is making this for me. All right, so there's a lot of fun stuff packed into here, things that we're going to get more practice with, and some new things that we're also going to throw in there. So we'll get started in the next video.